"You have seen everything the Lord has done for us," said Joshua in a serious voice, addressing the tribes of Israel in front of him. "Now choose who you want to serve. You cannot serve both our God and the gods of the heathens. As for me and my family," Joshua continued, "we will serve the Lord." Hello, children. Welcome to the final episode in our journey with Joshua. Do you remember what happened to Joshua and the people of Israel in the last episode? Yes, they united with the king of Gibeon to fight against the armies of 5 powerful kings, and the Lord miraculously helped them one more time. Because the Israelites needed more time to fight the large armies of the 5 kings, God listened to Joshua's prayer, and time stood still until all of the king's armies were defeated and gone. Oh yeah, the people of Israel had some memorable adventures with the Lord. Remember how they crossed the Red Sea like it was dry land? How they marched around the walls of Jericho and shouted so the walls would fall? And then to have the sun and moon stand still and time stop until the fight was over? Wow! I can't wait to see what else will happen in this new episode. It was now time to choose. The people of Israel, led by Joshua, had many adventures while conquering the land of Canaan. But now Joshua was old. So God said to him, "Joshua, time has passed, and you have grown old, and much of the land I promised you is still unconquered. Now, divide the land among the tribes of Israel so that each tribe will know which part of the land they will inherit." Are you wondering what these tribes are? Well, the people of Israel were divided into 12 tribes. These 12 groups of people had existed for a long time. They were even around during Jacob's time. You might remember, Jacob was the son of Isaac, who was the son of Abraham, so Abraham was Jacob's grandfather. Jacob was also called Israel because God had changed his name. The name of the 12 tribes are actually the names of Jacob's sons. Many times in the Bible, instead of calling them the people of Israel, the authors would call them the sons of Israel. This is because the people of Israel came from Jacob and his family. The names of the sons of Jacob were Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin. So these were also the names of each of the 12 tribes. Now, Joshua had to divide the promised land among the 12 tribes of Israel. But before he divided it, Caleb, Joshua's old friend, came to him to remind him of a promise that the Lord had made to him many years ago. Do you remember Caleb? Caleb and Joshua were now the oldest men in Israel. They were 2 of the 12 spies sent by Moses to explore the land of Canaan before going into battle. While Joshua was busy dividing the land, his old friend Caleb came to him and said, "Joshua, my friend," Caleb started, "I just want to remind you of the promise the Lord made to me 45 years ago on this mountain. Do you remember when God sent us, along with the other 10 spies, to explore the land of Canaan? Because you and I followed the way of the Lord and trusted in Him, even though the other spies discouraged the people, Moses promised me that Mount Hebron would be given to me as an inheritance." Caleb continued, "When the Lord promised me this, I was 40 years old. 45 years have passed since then, and all this time I have been with you in the fight to conquer the country. Now I'm 85, but I still feel strong and healthy, and I want to fight the giants that live in the cities near Mount Hebron, so I can have the land God promised to me." Caleb ended. So Joshua blessed Caleb and gave him Mount Hebron as his inheritance. This was the mountain that had been promised to Caleb since the time of Moses. After making sure that the land was divided, and everything was set up, Joshua called all the leaders of the people in the 12 tribes. Joshua was now 110 years old, and he was nearing the end of his life. So he knew it was time to deliver the following message to the people of Israel. "I am old, and I do not know how many more days the Lord will give me," said Joshua. "But you have seen what our God has done so far. He was the one who fought for us against all our enemies. Now that the country is divided into tribes, the Lord will help you to defeat the nations left in the country. He will fight for you as he did before, and he will give you the rest of the land." Joshua continued, "But make sure you obey God and his commandments. Do not disobey any of them, and do not be influenced by the people who don't follow him that you will meet. Make sure you listen only to God. He will be the one who will fight for you now and forever." Then Joshua urged them and said, "May you remain faithful to the Lord. You saw too well that our God was and remains faithful. Everything he has promised us so far, he has fulfilled. But if we do not remain faithful to the Lord, his wrath will come upon us, and we will lose the land he has given us." Joshua continued to speak to the people and the leaders of the people of Israel and laid before them an important choice. "You have seen everything the Lord has done for us," said Joshua in a serious voice, addressing the tribes of Israel in front of him. "Now choose who you want to serve. You cannot serve both our God and the gods of the heathens. As for me and my family," Joshua continued, "we will serve the Lord." Then the people of Israel answered, "We don't even want to think about leaving the Lord and serving other pagan gods. It was God who brought us out of slavery and out of the land of Egypt. Our eyes have seen miracles that only he could have done. It was the Lord who protected us all when we were in the desert and helped us to defeat our enemies. We have decided we will serve only the Lord our God," the people of Israel promised in one voice. What a day! Truly, it was a special day for the people of Israel. A time when they looked back at all God had done for them. A time when they became more aware of how God had carried them in his arms all this time. On this special day, the people of Israel chose to recommit their lives to God in front of Joshua. How about you do the same right now, too? Look all around you and think about all you have to be grateful for. Thank God for your family, your parents, and your brothers and sisters. Thank him for your grandparents and friends, too. Thank him for the food he gives you every single day. You can even thank God for the toys you have. And more importantly, you can thank him for taking care of you and your family. And just like the people of Israel, you can decide right now to give the Lord your heart and to serve him for your whole life. It's the best thing you can do. Choose to start right now on your own adventure with God. Here we are, at the end of another exciting journey. We've learned so many great things from Joshua's life. But don't be sad. There are many more wonderful and thrilling journeys ahead of us. So stay tuned and make sure you follow us for the next series of Bible stories. Produced by David and Goliath Productions. If you like this episode, give us a like and a 5-star rating. And remember to tell your friends about us. You can rewatch this episode, along with the rest of the series, on YouTube on the DG Bible Stories channel. You can also find our series in audio format on most podcast apps. We invite you to check out the Joshua original song on our DG Bible Songs channel on YouTube, where we frequently post Christian songs and animations for children.